Hi, everybody. How's your Tuesday going? It's another scorcher out there today. I think it was 95, 96. It's warm, but you know, it is what it is. We've got a pasta, more of a rice dish, but for today it will be pasta. What is this? What in the world did I have that was pink? I was thinking, what the hell would be pink that causes that? Interesting. All right, well, don't know. Okie dokie. So yeah, tasty Hayashi rice. This is kind of like a uh, tomato demi-glace. So you turn it into a nice gravy with some meat and vegetables. I am going to do the same thing instead of rice. Going to do some pasta. Should be quite delicious. There is quite a bit of vegetable prep work got to do here. Not a ton, just, I don't know, probably 10-15 minutes worth. Get that stuff going. Ghetto, sup, man? Man, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, brother? Hanging in there, I hope. It's like those Japanese curry boxes. I've had those. Yeah, this is actually from S&B. They're the brand that does the curry roux blocks. This is another product they make, except it's more of a demi-glace, like a tomato-based demi-glace than uh, like a curry. I've never had it. I've just heard it's very good, and it's like a super traditional Japanese thing to make. So I'm excited to try it. Normally people eat it with rice. I saw somebody make it with pasta, which is how I heard about it to begin with. So I'm gonna go with that. And I have a whole second set of blocks, so I can make it with rice like it's intended to be at some point. Those were cut terribly, though. Nice, man. I love that S&B stuff. Sounds tasty. Yeah. How's work been, man? I know you've had a lot of people coming and going. Hopefully, hadn't been too bad. Keeping sane. Not bad. They're in a hiring mode. I'm sure they are. You had your supervisor leave and somebody else. That'll motivate a lot of people. How's the temperature been? I heard there was a bit of a heat wave up there in Canada. It's about 100 right now. Strangest thing is, I got a buddy in Minnesota said it was like 70 degrees. And then the people up in Canada is like, it's 100. Weather's fun, right? It was hardcore last week, but here it's the humidity. Dude, I understand that completely. We get super humid here in Kansas City. Like, we get super cold and we get super humid. It's not as bad as you guys get it cold-wise. Is that a fuzz or a bug? I think it was a fuzz. But yeah, we get it pretty cold and we get it pretty dang hot. And we get pretty humid. So summer and winter are like two extremes, and then fall and spring are like perfect. So there's some benefit to living in the Midwest. Although I am sunburnt to hell from this weekend. First time like spending actual time outside, and I'm suffering for it. I've got a really nice sunburn on my face, a little bit of my chest and my arms and top of my hands. 2 hours outside. And you'd think I'd spent the whole weekend. UV rays have been rough. Oh, you forgot to put on lotion. Yeah, down here at the concrete, it's often 5 degrees more. 2 hours is fast. Yeah, no, it was 98 degrees. We were outside for 2.5 hours, but about a half hour we spent inside, so I don't really count that. It was like from 10:30 to about 1 with various trips inside. Like it wasn't even the heat. Like it was hot, but it wasn't like super bad. The just like the UV was bad. But my arms and forehead are so bad. They started peeling today. Like taking a shower, I have to take a cold shower right now because just any amount of temperature on it hurts. I just remember when I used to be able to go outside for multiple hours and not have any issues. And now it's like everything's gotten so bad. It's like, no, you got to do it for you a short amount of time. Also, just 1 second before I forget. So, Ghetto, I just gifted you a sub I didn't want you to miss out on the Founders Badge, because I think there's only like 2 left. Since you've been here for a long time. So, enjoy that. Hopefully you won't have to deal with the ads now for at least a month. Hey, you're welcome, man. I think I only have 10 Founders Badges for like the first 10 people who subscribed. So, I wanted to make sure you got one. Yeah. Alright, onion cut. Just need to do carrots and tomatoes, a little bit of parse. Okay. Yeah, aloe vera. I've been putting it on religiously for basically when I wake up and when I go to bed. It helps, especially since we've got the cooling kind. But this burn's gonna take at least a week to heal. Biddle just subscribed. Oh, nice. Thanks for the gift. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it, man. I'm sure that bot who's watching just to steal my credit card information is going to enjoy their sub. Oh no, shit! There is somebody there. How about it? How you doing, Biddle? I genuinely sometimes don't know who's a bot that's like strolling through versus who's actually like lurking and hanging out. For a while there, I was trying to um, basically deny all the bots, and I was like, at this point, there's so many of them, I don't even care. Yeah, it's hard to tell them. I'm hot, but otherwise chilling. Dude, I understand completely. It is 100 degrees here. It is not fun. I need to sharpen this knife. Where are you at that's so warm? Yeah, no one touches the bots. There's no point. We got cooler tempers now. Can't complain, but I feel your pain. It wouldn't be so bad. Like, I'm fairly used to like it being really warm here in the Midwest. It's just the humidity, and now the UV has gotten so bad. I feel like there was a better way to dice this tomato. I should have bought a Roma instead of a full-on like slicer, because I feel like I've done this the worst possible way. But they didn't have any Romas at the store. I had to go and grab this stuff like 15 minutes before I started streaming because I had forgotten some of it. Ooh, there we go. It's all going to cook down anyway. Yeah. You know what? How about that? That'll work. I was actually on site today for work, and there was an unfortunate amount of time where I had nothing to do, but I needed to basically stay busy. Otherwise, I'd be given some additional tasks that I didn't really want to field because I'm in the middle of something. I'm just stuck waiting on stuff, though, which is unfortunately part of my job. Sometimes finding things to stay busy can be a pain. I don't know if you guys feel that. I'm in Big Texas, so it's expected, just irritating. Oh, yeah, man. I went to college in Texas for a couple of years. In Beaumont. Played football there. And then ended up switching degrees and then coming back home. So yeah, I am familiar with that hot Texas weather. I unfortunately did not. I mean, fortunately, sorry, not unfortunately, didn't get hit by any of those floods that have come through for you guys. Yeah, it's been multiple at this point for Southeast Texas. All right. I got a couple of carrots to dice up. And then we're going to start doing the meat. That's probably good. The worst summer heat, I think, is Virginia. Worse than summer in Florida, they say. Really? I've never heard that. I've been to West Virginia during the summer, and it's not terrible. But I wasn't there very long. I'm doing these carrots pretty rustically. I'm not, like, shooting for perfection. Yeah, we got one in North Texas too. Had to get up at like 4 a.m. to stop flooding damage a month or two ago. Wow, that's rough. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it wasn't too bad. And the last couple of years, you guys have been having rolling blackouts for like air conditioning. You guys have been having it rough recently. Because I don't. Wasn't there some tornadoes that came through too? Like I'm in Kansas, and we were supposed to be Tornado Alley, but man, we haven't had a tornado in a while. I say that, but we had one that like hit my high school this year, but all it did was damage the like football field, but didn't do anything to like houses or the school. Which, I mean, that's always great. I don't want to see damage, but I'm just always surprised at how much the bad weather has moved. I saw a thing saying that Tornado Alley is essentially moved south. Or no, it's not south, east, excuse me. Compared to how it used to be, 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, apparently heat ups. I buy these carrots too, but did you know they get bleached? I never experienced those kind of warming. I did not know that these got bleached. I bought these because these are what we give the dog as treats. He loves the carrots, and so he needed some more. And this recipe called for carrots, so I was like, I'm just going to use some of these and then give the rest to him. Hey, come here, buddy. Come get your carrots. Come, Skipper, come, come. We'll do a quick little. Good boy. All right, we got our carrots. There we go. All right, I'm gonna get my pot heating. Okay. It's part of the process to make them small carrots. I just thought that they like picked smaller carrots. If I'm being completely honest. I just assume they harvest all the carrots, and then any that aren't like a particular size or shape ends up shredded and down to like baby carrots. I've never really thought about it that much. If I'm being completely honest. You bring up an interesting point. Yes, what you said is true. Oh, well then I don't feel as dumb. I still may be dumb, but I don't feel as dumb. All right. Got my fresh parsley for garnish. I think we have everything set. All right, knife is all cleaned. They also use the ones going bad because the insides still look good. You know what? That doesn't surprise me, and it doesn't bother me that much either. As long as, stuff's not getting wasted, then I don't I don't necessarily have an issue with that. I just hate to see it when stuff gets like completely thrown out for no reason. You know what I mean? Doesn't bother me neither. Good. Okie dokie. All right. So we got our meat. Let's start browning it. All right. So first and foremost, garlic salt. Fresh ground black pepper. I need to get a better pepper grinder. Barely anything comes out. A bit of garlic powder. Alright. Got my pasta water over here. I'm not going to start it yet, but I do want to get it going. Salt. The water. I'm going to get that going on low. With the lid on. Alright. As long as the bleaching thing doesn't bring anything bad, which I'm sure it's fine, garlic salt is amazing on ground beef. I pretty much use garlic, salt, and pepper to season everything. I put it on everything. Even if I'm using garlic or garlic powder, I will put garlic salt in it. That being said, this recipe does call for garlic. I don't have any. I forgot to get some. So that's why I'm using garlic powder and garlic salt. I would love to put some fresh garlic in here, but, we all forget things from time to time. Celery salt, also good on it. I don't have any celery salt. That is something that I generally don't keep in the house very often, unless I have something that specifically calls for it. I should probably get some. So yeah, we're gonna cook the ground beef. And then we are going to add the vegetables. I get it from the dollar store because it only keeps for like 4 months and it's great. I like celery salt on like a Chicago hot dog, but I don't ever. It's not something I really think about aggressively adding. Maybe I'm just looking at the wrong type of recipe. But yeah, 4 months isn't very long to keep like a seasoning, especially if it's salt. Salt should last for pretty much ever. That being said, I probably have some seasonings that are probably a year or two expired that I still use. I don't even really think to check the dates on that stuff. I know I should, but I'm not perfect. Some stuff I go through so quickly, it never expires, and other stuff uses, 2 or 3 times a year, if that. I've used the Dutch oven a lot this week. Oh, we're doing a pizza stream on Thursday. If you're interested, Ghetto. I've got dough that's cold proofing right now in the fridge that I made on Sunday. It's enough for 4 pizzas, but I don't know if we'll make 4. We might make 2 and then freeze the other. But we are doing pizza on the pizza steel. So that's kind of something to look forward to. At least for me, I'm excited about it. I've been wanting pizza for a while. It's amazing on onions and cabbage, but it's not great on a lot of dishes. It just wouldn't work. Huh. That's interesting, because, there's a lot of dishes that end up using cabbage and onions a lot. A lot of German stuff. I'm trying to break this up as much as possible. I know a lot of people who own like a ground beef like smasher. I don't know what it's called, but it's basically for breaking up ground beef. And I just don't see the use in it when you can just, break it apart with whatever utensil you're using to stir. Maybe I just don't have a lot of excess room in my kitchen for like one-use gadgets, but I just don't really see a point in that. That being said, if you use it and you like it, I'm happy for you. It just doesn't really seem to make sense for me. It's just something I was thinking about as I was doing this. Sounds good. I'll set a reminder. Oh, sweet. Yeah, my plan is to do pepperoni, bacon, and Italian sausage. And then I've got an onion and some green pepper as well that I'll cut up. I don't know that it'll go on one of the pizzas, but it'll definitely go on my wife's. Morgan loves those vegetables on hers. I also don't go for the extra tools that don't add more to your arsenal. Yeah, you know, I 100% am agreement. Like, unless the one thing you do, like, aggressively saves me time and effort, which very few one-trick ponies do, then I don't tend to go for them. Not saying I don't have some, it's just generally it's like something I've received as a gift, or I thought I wanted, and I went, oh, well, the utility on this isn't quite what I was hoping. Alright. It looks like we've got some browning. I don't see any pink left. Okay. So, we're going to add in our veggies. Alright, we're going to let these bad boys sweat down for a while. A potato masher will achieve the same as the dumb tool, and I prefer having a potato masher. I don't even have a potato masher. I've really debated about getting one and, like, a ricer. A potato ricer. But I just feel like between that and a garlic press, it's just a lot of cleanup for, like, marginal results. Although I know some people that live by a potato ricer because it gets their potatoes so, like, thin and homogeneous that like I think has a good value. Whereas like a garlic press, I hear they can be difficult to clean, and I could chop up some garlic in like 2 minutes. It doesn't really, I don't know. I guess if I had to chop up like 20 garlics, I could see there being a tangible benefit, but I don't know. I'm just yapping, so ignore me if you disagree with these things. Alright. Yeah, Ricer does a good job. I've never had one, but I'd like to try one. Alright. I need 2 cups of wine. That's a lot of wine. Alright, 2 cups of wine. My mom had one in the 90s when it was popular. First of all, sometimes it was just effing hard to get the potatoes through. I believe that, but in general, we enjoyed it, but stopped using it after a while. It's kind of come back in fashion recently. Like a lot of like really fancy like French restaurants really like to do like potato and cheese. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like super fine potato, like whipped potatoes, then like a ton of cheese to where it almost turns into like a cheese paste. But they said it was better because it does not disturb the starch. It's still the best way to make mashed potatoes. I'm a chunky dude. Well, I mean, I am a chunky dude if you've seen me, but I just mean in general, I like chunks in my potatoes. I think they add good, you know, they change up the bite. Let's put it that way. Gives a good texture, in my opinion. That's what I think the word I was looking for. Huh. I mean, sure, I don't mind chunks of my mashed potatoes, but I just don't think I've had. I don't think I've ever had it though, except in potato salad. Oh, I almost always make mine chunky. And I mean, I don't do it on purpose, but like, I don't use a potato masher. I just use my KitchenAid, and it does a good job of leaving chunks. Like, it won't ever get it super homogeneous. I'd have to force it through a sieve or, you know, a ricer, or do it by hand. Clearly things are softening. Add our tomatoes. I'm glad I picked the Dutch oven for this. This would have struggled in one of my saucier pans. Turn this up a little bit. I mean, I would love it. It's just a southern thing, I guess. Not many people up here do it. Actually, some do it, but it's not as common. I mean, I definitely see a use for both cases. Like, you can have super soft potatoes. That's how my wife prefers them. I like the texture of potato bites in there. But I've also never had it like super fancy. Usually I've had whipped potatoes and it's just, you know, a boxed mixed. I've never actually seen anyone like go through the effort to use a ricer or put it through a sieve. It's usually like the quickest and easiest version of it, which is usually why I'm not a big fan. I'm being very general here just from experience. I'm sure there's a lot of very delicious versions of that. Like I said, I'm just yapping. Controversial potato ideas. I wonder how many people I'd make mad if I told them my my view on Cheetos Puffs. I would love it. It's actually do some, but it's not as common. Is it Crusette? Because of my special diet last week, I made shepherd's pie with mashed cauliflower. Did you mean, is this a La Crusette? Or are you talking about a specific type of thing? I mean, shepherd's pie is awesome. Even with, like, mashed cauliflower, it would still be pretty decent. I just don't know how you make that for, like... a couple of, like, anytime I make something like that, it's huge, and it, like, me and my wife eat on it for days. I just can't figure out how to make that for, like, 1 or 2 meals. Yeah, you Dutch oven you're so proud of. This is actually not a La Crusette. I do have a couple of La Crusette items, but this is an Amazon Basic Dutch oven that I got for Christmas a couple years ago. Significantly cheaper in price. It works just as well. Yeah, because I think a La Crusette, like, full-on Dutch oven's like $400 or $500, which I would love one, but that's a lot. And I think this was like 70 or 80, I think, maybe $100. And it gets the job done. I use it so much. The enamel is awesome. Makes cleanup a breeze. It's wide, so I can cook a lot of stuff. Like, I used to not be a fan of Dutch ovens, and now I couldn't be more of a fan. Oh, nice. Looks new. Yeah, we sell those here too. Yeah, I take really good care of my kitchen stuff. At least I try to. Now that I've, like, started cooking so much, I would say in the last, like, 2 or 3 years, I've really started putting a lot of effort into keeping things as nice as possible and, like, maintained well, because I want it to last. I kind of had to get out of that, like, college mindset of, oh, it's just a cheap set of pans. You know, you can get another set for $60. And I'm like, no, I'm going to get expensive stuff and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to use it well. And, you know, the nicer you treat it, the longer it lasts. And it's been absolutely worth it in every sense of the word. Like, I thought I'd have to convince my wife to let me get some nicer stuff, and she's like, no. The amount you've been cooking, it makes sense. And I was like, yes. This is what we call a win. Oh, we're doing tomato paste. Alright, tomato paste. Alright, we're going to cook this and try and get the metallic taste out of the tomato paste. And then let it kind of cook and darken. It's going to add a lot of nice flavor. I'm a big fan of tomato paste. Down south. Hey, man, welcome. How you doing? We're in the middle of making our Hayashi pasta. I unfortunately have made a double batch before I know if this is going to be good or not. So I'm committed to eating this for lunch the next couple of days and for dinner tonight, regardless if it's good or not. But it looks delicious and it smells wonderful. More garlic salt, a little bit more pepper. All good in my hood. Full fit. You're a man after my own heart. Did you just get done streaming, or you just been hanging out? thickened up. All right. It's a good meal to eat one after another. Yes. All right. 2 cups of wine, which seems like a ton of wine, but it happens. Nah, man, I'm off today, just chilling. That's nice. You got to take a couple rest days here and there. I stopped streaming for about 9 days because I had some work stuff. I traveled, and then I got sick. I got food poisoning the day I got back, and then at that point, it took me like 3 or 4 days to recover from that. And then I was like, man, I haven't streamed in forever. I was like, I wish this had been a like nice break where I could like get some extra sleep and figure out what I want to do. And I'm like, nah, we're just gonna go back into it. We gotta grind, baby. We're gonna let the alcohol cook out of that. It should thicken a little bit. And then we are going to add some water and simmer. How long does this spaghetti take? 10 minutes. I would say it is definitely. You find out what food got you sick? I think it was Cheesecake Factory. I went to Cheesecake Factory the day I got back on Thursday and had a shrimp pasta. And that was the only thing that I ate that my wife did not eat, and she did not get sick. I'm just glad it wasn't something I made. I used to eat this raunchy ass buffet and got it not once but 3 times from that goddamn place. Oh yeah, shrimp pasta. Shrimp pasta will do that. I think we've all been guilty of eating at some pretty sketchy buffets in our college years. At least I know for sure I have. There was when I was in junior college, there was a Chinese buffet that probably never passed a health inspection, but we ate there constantly because it was cheap and it was a lot of food. But I probably got sick there multiple times. It was still like, nah, let's go back. Alright, we got our water boiling. I need this to come up to boil. And then we're going to cover and simmer for 15-ish minutes. And then while we do that, we're going to work on the pasta. You know, the heck with it. I'm going to put a second batch of pasta in there and It's just going to be full. There we go. Oh no, it was just like salad bar. I still got sick. Yeah, the buffet game in America beat Canada hands down. I mean, it does, but it's not like a great thing to win. Like outside of college, I really shouldn't be eating the buffet for a multitude of reasons. Being sick, you know, it's not particularly healthy, and rarely is it ever like good. Like I can count on my hand the number of like buffets I've been to that were actually like good, and most of them were in like Las Vegas. All right, cover and simmer 15 minutes. All right. I've got a very full pot of noodles that I'm trying to get all of them into. Come on, baby, sink. I was only going to put one in here, and then I decided, based on how much sauce I'm making, I probably needed a second set of noodles, and I just really didn't want to commit to making a second batch after I'd finished. So we're going to overfill this and just deal with the consequences. All of you watching the VOD after the fact can laugh when I like ruin this meal. Even if I do, it's still going to look great for the picture. There we go. Hands down, a gravy like that, you could add cream and butter to that, and it's butter chicken. Yeah, I hear you. You'll get a decent noodle, right? It's so worth the extra $2 to get the good stuff. Haha, no ruining it. Yeah, I absolutely pay for like good pasta. Like, I used to be that guy who didn't believe that it mattered, but like buying just a little bit better pasta is such a dramatically different like upgrade to your dish. And that's what's like amazing to me. Even my wife, who's like not a food person whatsoever, was like, "No, you're 100% right. Like getting nicer noodles is so much better because we used to just get the cheap, like dollar noodles, and now I try and get like the imported or like nicely made ones. Not like too much more expensive, like an extra dollar or two, but it's so much noticeable because the better the noodle quality, the more it holds on, the better your dish is. All right, we got my roux Hayashi rice cubes. When we're done with this part, we will add the cubes, breaking them. There we go. Hey, Skipper! Come here, bud! Skipper! Come! I've got carrots! Hey! Come on! Skipper! Come on! Good boy. Can you sit? Sit! Sit! You gotta catch it, bud. All right. Can you sit? Shake. Shake. Good boy. Who's there? Good boy. I've never been to Italy, but yes, major upgrade. Controllable upgrade. LOL. Me too. I was brought up on the cheap ones. Let's see the cubes. Yeah, I'll show you the cubes as soon as we're done getting the dog to do tricks. All right, down. No, I said down. Good boy. Boop. There's our cubes. Good catch. I got one more for you, bud. All right. Sit. Shake. Shake. Boop. Who's there? Yeah. All right. Now catch. Good boy. Oh, yes, those are just like the curry ones. Those have all the fixing, MSG, soft thickener, and such. Yes, that's exactly what it's got. That's how you know it's going to be good. All right, but I don't have any more. You know it's good. I sometimes make it with less liquid than they ask. So it was super strong today, but tasty. I mean, that's not a bad thing. Adding a little extra strength to it can be quite tasty. The only problem you run into is if something's like super salty or MSG, then you don't want it too much so it overpowers everything, but you definitely can reduce some of the liquid to get a little bit more for sure. All right, my noodles are close to being done. Okay, I threw that one. How much time's left? 2 minutes? Yeah, that seems about right. Okay. But it was not a good thing either. Yeah, you don't want too much. Pour cold water on them if you're not sure what to do. No, it's They're fine. I just want to make sure that all of it gets cooked. I'm getting ready to drain it. No, they're perfect. There we go. Now we got a big old pile of steaming noodles. I'm quasi tempted to just like butter and cheese and just go nuts with this. All right, so we got 4 minutes before we add the stuff. Haha, man, I feel you on the butter and cream. Dude, I love butter and cheese noodles. Like, sometimes when I'd make spaghetti, I would just keep the leftovers and then heat them up the next day with a little bit of garlic salt, butter, and like Parmesan cheese. I'd be happy as a clam. I gotta stop eating the noodles. I'm better than that. Come on. All right. It should only take about 5-10 minutes once we add the blocks. So we're relatively close to being done. All right. So apparently butter and miso is good. I want to try it, except I can't eat miso in my diet at all. Why can't you have miso? Miso is just soybeans, fermented soybeans. I'm curious about this because I've got miso. I just haven't used it. Apparently, this stuff's good for like ever. All right. I'm on a low oxalate diet, so any soy products is way too high. The worst are spinach, rhubarb, and almonds for sure, so I can't have any of those. That's unfortunate because I would have a very difficult time with that because I love almonds. I love spinach. Rhubarb, not so much, but I like soy things like edamame. I don't have an issue with tofu. Alright, so we are just stirring until this thickens and the roux blocks disappear. I can budget them, like the goal is 100 milligrams or less per day. Wow. So I have to have a cheat snack and respect it. Yeah. That'd be hard. I feel like at that point my cheat snack would just be like broccoli. It was like, there's nothing in here that could go wrong, right? And this is where you respond, no, the tie in this thing and I can't have it. And I'm like, oh man, I feel bad for you. This looks good. Just let it thicken up a little bit. It's not hard, but it makes you conscious. Yeah, it does. For sure. This really does look like just a dark bolognese. Let's taste it for seasoning. This is going to be hot. Wow. Wow. It literally tastes like gravy. Like a beef gravy. A little more garlic. Just a hint of salt. Terawatt, cheap viewer. Oh, God. There we go. That person's taken care of. Oh, wow. It does look like bolognese. It's weird sometimes, like bacon, no problem. Other bad dishes, lots of problems. Perfect. Nice, man. Success. Yeah, this is really good. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it and yell at my wife to come up here and eat. Parsley. Morgan! What was that? Why did you instant ban that dude? Because he came in to try and get me to buy viewers. He was a bot for people to. He was a spammer. Let's put it that way.
How do you know?
Because he said buy cheap views on Black, and then I was like, I'm.
Gotcha.
That's how I knew.
Gotcha.
We need more.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Are you getting soap? Dish soap? No, I think she just had to go to the bathroom. Okay, okay. Oh, better turn off the oven. Fair enough. Hi, Morgan. She'll say hi when she comes back.
I mean, I have to make a Target run so I can buy it. Is it the spray soap?
No, it's the
Pump soap?
squeeze.
Oh, the squeeze soap. We have 3 soaps there.
Yes. Ghetto says hi.
Hi, Ghetto.
I gifted him a subscription so that he could be a founder.
I saw that.
Oh, did you?
I've been watching.
Have you?
I haven't been playing Halo this time. Do I have to like spiral this all fancy, or can I just put it in the bowl?
I would just put it in the bowl.
Is that too much?
No. As long as you can make it look good, I don't care.
It's always the goal.
The first one's gonna go on top.
I assumed. You must be so excited. It's like different spaghetti.
This tastes like gravy.
You must be so excited. It's spaghetti noodles with gravy.
It literally is. It's just like ground beef spaghetti.
Do you want it in the middle, or do you want it all over?
The parsley or the sauce?
The sauce.
All of it. Like pour it on top. Did you want a different spoon?
I mean, it's too late.
Is it?
Yeah.
If you get it all over the side.
I will clean it. It will be fine. We can recover.
Just paying attention.
Can you give me a paper towel, please?
You want this?
I wanted a paper towel. I need to like go in it. I thought I just like splattered it on me.
sorry, I'm just trying to get a little liquid.
You drink? How could you? Oh, good, you missed. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't giving you liquid. The spoon's too shallow.
There's a lot of other stuff in there.
Shallow spoon.
I just didn't know if you wanted to get a picture without the parsley and then one.
Do you
with
guys
parsley.
own Pixel phones? We do not.
No,
We have Galaxies.
we're
Is this just like going in the
Galaxy
middle or going across it?
across it.
What?
It's not so easy, is it?
This isn't the time for you to make fun of me like I make fun of you. It's so steamy, it just sticks to my fingers.
If updated, yeah, I saw that they're susceptible to hacking.
The Galaxies or the Pixels?
The Pixels.
Um,
Like the government came out with, like, if you are a government employee and you have one of these phones, like a government phone of a Pixel, you have to update it right now. Immediately.
And then delete. This message will self-destruct after.
I just had to make sure everyone in my company upgrade. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. Oh, I almost slid it out of frame. You went with a fork? Oh, I
It's
guess because
pasta.
pasta.
I mean, I suppose I could eat it with a...
You normally like to eat almost any food with a spoon. I need less. I don't need this many noodles.
You didn't have a problem when you were doing it for me.
I got pot. Well, I just pulled out a giant chunk for you. You like noodles.
Yes.
I like noodles too, don't get me wrong. They had just kind of all stuck together.
This is hot.
How is it though?
Spoon is a good vessel. It is. I prefer it over most things. It's that, a fork, then chopsticks. And then would probably be knife, and then spork. Yeah, and then my hands. Although I don't mind my hands as a utensil.
You've literally eaten mashed potatoes with your hands.
Everyone has.
Well, you've just like broken a part off and eaten it. Is that yours?
This won't help.
Well, what I realized is like I'm thirsty now, so once I start eating, it's going to be even worse. Also, you're spluttering.
I'm sorry. I thought it would thicken up a little bit more. Just eat the carrots.
I didn't want the big one.
What's a tomato?
I'm not the dog. Well, I don't like tomatoes much either. You know this.
I didn't put mushrooms in it. I wanted to.
I know. I do appreciate that. Because I would rather be forced to eat carrots and tomatoes than mushrooms.
Classic.
Guilty of the mashed potatoes in my hands too.
Yeah, see, me and Ghetto are like almost the same person. He understands.
Oh,
me.
does the dog want dinner?
The dog does want dinner. This is very tasty. I wish it was a little thicker.
I stepped on a noodle. Why is there a noodle on the ground?
I lost it.
Ugh. Skipper, where were you on that?
Not in the kitchen. I appreciate that. The meat and sauce is delicious. Like, it is. of like a savory spaghetti gravy, almost like a bolognese. I wish it was thicker and would adhere to the noodles a little better. I think it would be better with rice, which is, I mean, obviously what it is Hayashi rice.
I thought you were going to say udon noodles. Fettuccine noodles.
No, it's watery. It doesn't look like it's watery until you try to adhere it to the noodles. Obviously, if this was like normal pasta, I would heat it up in a pan and cook the sauce in the noodles and help it kind of thicken up that way, but it's good. I think there's a little bit room for improvement. I like it.
How would you change it? Oh, you just said that, didn't you?
Make it with rice.
Rice. You just dripped.
Yeah, I can't help it. It's a drippy.
You've been doing so well.
This is closer to like Skyline chili
Oh, it does kind of look like
than a lot of other stuff. I mean, Skyline chili has cinnamon and chocolate in it, which this definitely does not. But I mean, consistency-wise, how it looks. The gravy looks nice, but just not very thick. Yeah, and that's my criticism. That could also be my fault. Like, maybe there's too much liquid. Maybe I should have added additional thickening. I've also never had, like, the normal version of this. This is my first time having it, so for all I know, this is how it's supposed to be. But it could be completely different in reality. But I'm not mad. It's delicious.
Go away. You open my business.
It reminds me a lot of like a stew with the tomatoes, the onions, the carrots, the celery. Have you had the Japanese curries? I've tried the S&B medium and hot. Yes, I have multiple times. We actually made beef curry udon a couple weeks ago, where we used the roux blocks. I haven't been able to really find hot except at the Asian market, but my store carries medium that I normally go to, so I usually get some of that. But I would like the super hot or like the very hot, because I've been very underwhelmed with the temperature of the curry. Well, the stew flavor, right? Oh yeah, it's not even that hot. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like I actually want to try a spicy version. I feel like I need some more noodles to try and like absorb some of this sauce. Yeah, it's my wife is saying it's pretty good. She said she didn't think she's gonna like it, so that's pretty good praise, considering she was prepared to like go eat something else. This is the fattest bite I could do, and I'm glad you guys can't see me just stuff it in. The real reason I don't put my face on camera while cooking is so I can eat fat bites without feeling self-confident. Self-conscious, yeah. No, I'm self-confident. I know I can fit it in. Like the Japanese hot is medium high for us. Hey, that's a win right there. It is a win. But we try a lot of new things, and they aren't always winners, per my wife. So I'm glad that she liked this one. I always feel bad whenever I make something she doesn't like it and I like it. If I'm here by myself and I'm just making it for me, it's one thing. But if I'm making it for both of us, try to make it so both of us like it. You are the picky reader. Grant, how's the dish? It's good. It's basically kind of like a mix of like chili, stew, and like gravy spaghetti. I give you guys credit. Wife is pretty open to try new stuff. Well, she realizes that if I'm going to cook and she doesn't have to, then she was going to be willing to try things.
I made a deal early on in our relationship to try.
Yes, she did agree that she would try things. And I generally only try to give her things that I think she'll like. It's just weird. Like, I wish I had the rolls from yesterday. I'd be dipping them.
Yeah. The dinner?
I mean, there's still another 4 dinner rolls. There's another 4 dinner rolls in the freezer. You could cook them in about 20 minutes.
Wait, how long would those take to cook? That'd be
12 to 14 minutes, but if you count preheating time, you do them in the toaster oven real easy. I'd take that deal. Sounds like a fair deal. Yeah. She's definitely the one benefiting. This is so tasty. I will say that it's keeping its heat really well. So now I'm sweating. I am hot. She's the master photographer, though. She does take good pictures. I will admit that. But I take okay pictures. Like, I haven't heard anyone say, hey, I started watching you guys because I saw the pictures you were taking.
your father thought
My dad did think I was taking the pictures and thought I should be a photographer. I did break the news to him that it was Morgan. He was like, oh.
Then he was less impressed.
He was less impressed. What can I say? That man doesn't think highly of me no matter what I do. Oh, Ghetto says he found me from Instagram. Yeah, I guess that's rare. I didn't know that.
I didn't know you found it.
Well, I appreciate the find, sir. Maybe I do need to give my wife more credit. I just don't want her to get big in the britches, you know what I mean? He said, no, I'm kidding. Oh, good. Ha! This is why Ghetto got gifted a sub. Yeah, he said, I found you on Twitch. Good, I've been twitching all over the place. I did get a YouTube up and going that just has the VODs and a couple of clips. Apparently, I got 1 subscriber on there the other day. Don't know who it is, but that was surprising. I have a couple of clips I've turned into YouTube shorts that have like 500 or 600 views, which blows my mind. Somebody must have just been not paying attention. Oh, I'm full. I am so full right now. It's in the food and drink section, LOL. Interesting, yeah. I'm trying to cross-use all the different things to try and grow the audience so I can have more people come hang out. It's so interesting is because we'll hit a patch where nothing happens. No subscribers, no followers, barely anyone watches, and then we'll hit a patch where I get like 6 or 7 to 10 people hanging out and watching. And it like alternates from week to week. It's very interesting. Because I'm like, oh, I guess nobody wants to watch. And then it's like, oh my god, everybody's watching. It's very funny. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm not complaining if I can continue to earn my 20 cents a day on ad revenue and slowly grow the channel. It's enough to survive. Yeah, it's funny indeed. Is it dependent on raids? No, I don't really get raided, honestly. I've probably had 2 or 3 raids total. But I do raid a lot of people nowadays. Once I got raided, I was like, oh, I should probably be doing this. And then I try and find channels that I haven't gone to before that are usually around 5 to 20 people and raid them. And a couple people show interest and come back the next day. So I don't know if I keep them, but they at least come back and look. So I don't know. It's interesting. We're still young. We're still growing. We're still doing fun things. I'm not too worried about it. Ask me in a year if we're still at the same spot, then a little bit more concerned. But I just want to get Google fiber out here to get our dang internet switched over so we stop having the stuttering issues. So it's just like wigs, yeah. I've never seen an ad watching you. That's because you're using Google Prime. Or not Google Prime, Amazon Prime. Also, Grant, just so you know, you have to go back in and reuse your Prime every 30 days. So June 1st, June 30th, you have to come back in and reuse your Twitch Prime, or Amazon Prime. Anyway. Does it?
Mine, you have 7 days left of your subscription.
Oh, I didn't know that. Alright, anyway. I'm going to call it here because I'm full, I'm sweaty, and I'm tired. It's been a successful day, gentlemen. You guys know the drill. Check out the Instagram for the other pictures, stuff we've done before. Check out the VODs to see the old stuff, and then check out the new Twitch stuff for any of the VODs that have disappeared. Tomorrow is comic book day, so no stream. We'll be back Thursday to do pizzas on the baking steel, so look forward to that. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and we're going to go find somebody to raid, share the love, so just hang out for a couple minutes, would you? Going back for more? Stream, say yes.